Welcome to today's collective reading. We'll begin with the kyanite and the selenite, bringing the energy into alignment along the energy centers and dimensions, then elevating that energy so that only the messages of the highest good may come through. We're going to begin here with a couple oracles. The meditation coming in, what came through was the concept of owning your personal power, but from a state of being receptive, being willing to acknowledge the power that what you manifest, you can receive. You don't have to act towards it, it can come to you. That and setting clear and healthy boundaries to protect your peace so that you can be in a state of being receptive. That to feel better is at the root of absolutely every manifestation we desire to call in. We desire to feel better. Okay, we have 31, Call of the Muse. Okay, so this is currently what is on the mind, what we are thinking of, what we are contemplating. All right, what do we need to know here? 31 breaks to a 4. And this particular deck relates also to the energy body, the ways in which energies of the chakra system we encounter throughout our day and in different unique ways in our lives. A dancer, she's very strong, very good with the balance. There's a carefree whimsicalness in celebrating the freedom of dance. Okay, we have the 8 of Swords. Okay, I'm being called to grab another one here from this deck. I usually only grab one. There needs to be a counterbalance. The Page of Cups. Okay. So how are we keeping ourselves from enjoying this playful aspect of ourselves? How are we thinking we're protecting this innocent inner child when really we're isolating them, not letting them live, not letting them play? Keep hearing Bubble Boy. You know, where you live your whole life in this safe and sterile environment, and all you want is to be able to like be a normal kid and go out there and enjoy just being a typical kid. Do you really need that bubble? Ooh, wow, that one's doing all kinds of dancing. Okay, so it landed pink side up. So I'll put that like that. Okay. All right, so we have the 6 of Cups. Okay, this is memory of something, being very fond, being very easy, carefree, not needing to focus on one another to enjoy one another's presence, a very innocent aspect. This is like the playmate for your inner Page of Cups. And somehow this 8 of Swords is there because there is disappointment disappointment. So either you are this muse, or you are seeing someone else as this muse, and the disappointment is present in the awareness that they're not happy with something that occurred here because you gave to this Eight of Swords. You did not let your inner Page of Cups out to play. So there's disappointment, and they've moved towards their Nine of Cups. Okay. So what do we need to... I feel like there's a movement here. You're not going to give me any more on this? It's possible they don't want to quite share anything yet on that. Other than that, there's an awareness that there is the movement towards a... they're not content with staying in Seven of Cups if this is how it's going to be handled. They deserve to be happy. So does your inner Page of Cups. Okay. Also landed with the pink side up. The World. Okay, so you're either the world to this individual, or they mean the world to you. They mean the world to your inner Page of Cups, or this is vice versa. This is definitely mirrored in this particular reading. This needs to be looked at from both sides. And to those that it relates to, those that it's a synchronicity for, you know who you are. For others, there may be some synchronicities in this for you. Otherwise, I invite you to listen, to watch, to observe, because you can learn a lot about what's going on with others around you that can give you an insight to what could be going on within yourself, or where to show comfort, compassion, empathy, where you can be supportive to a friend going through this. You can learn a lot about people through these readings, especially when you see a synchronicity within their behavior or their environment that has to do, or you have been reminded of from a reading such as this. I feel like there's something more the world wants to say here. They see you as their Empress. They see you as being able to be in full Empress upright energy. But because this is where you are, and they were in Eight of Swords about it, they didn't act towards it. You're not an upright Empress for them, but you could be. Okay, so let's get a little more on this here. What do we need to know going more into the emotional space around this? We know where the thoughts are, that you are the world to their inner Page of Cups. If they gave to this, they let their inner Page of Cups be able to have that playmate, they would be your Nine of Cups, which would allow you to be in the upright, okay, that's two, that's three. Would allow you to be in the upright Empress status with them. This could also be speaking to their fear that you're not receptive to them, even though you are the world to them. Okay, so we have Writs of Abundance 2. So they know that you're an Empress. They have no question, and that you could be their Empress, but they haven't given to you. All right. Oh. Three of Cups. Co-creation, divine presence. So your higher selves right now are working on doing what they can to support this Page of Cups being able to act towards their Empress, towards their world. by empowering them. By empowering them, I'm meaning like you could be a male who is predominantly receptive and predominantly in the receptive energy. And this could be a female who's predominantly in the very logical, stoic, assertive energy. But do feel free to, as you know, the examples are, to invert the gender roles. In these readings, it's not about gender, it's about energy. Receptive, assertive. And we all have both in us. So, let's see here. What do we need to know here? The higher selves are working together to help support the counterpart, the assertive energy counterpart to this Empress, which this would be like the inner child, that innocent inner child that just sees magic in everything. And this would be more like the adult, the father, the protector, seeking to support this aspect of them to choose to see the wisdom and the logic through empowering them with awareness of just how abundant this connection, this Empress is, if only they were to allow themselves to let their inner heart, their inner child out to give of emotion, of cup to this Empress. Are there any other synchronicities for this aspect of the reading for us? Okay, so we have Justice inverted. Ooh. So this tells me this is somewhat the point of a breach of contract. That's why there's divine intervention. That's why the higher selves and the divine are coming in to bring illumination here. Whoop. Okay, that landed just like that. Yeah, Four of Wands. Yeah. Okay, so what's going to happen with this King of Swords here? What do we need to know about this with divine coming in? How is this being altered, changed? How is this working in? You know, I'm getting that I need to pull these back into the deck, actually. Interesting. Do a little shuffle. Yeah, so you have divine intervention coming in here and making sure that this assertive energy is understanding the consequences of not giving to this connection, because there's a breach of contract and they're not contributing to this foundation, and that is the breach of contract. It's also not fair to keep this very innocent inner child in a bubble indefinitely. That's not okay. There's something going on with that. As to why that's happening, that will be unique to every situation, and depending on where you are in this, you may not know. They may be the only ones that truly know. As I mentioned, stoic, which means more than likely this is a very protective, private, assertive energy. Yeah. Well, the King of Swords believes that this connection is dead. They believe that they killed this connection. And they're looking at it right now. This is the illumination. They're looking at it right now in somewhat horror. They're mourning it. Or they were. They were before this intervention, because it was almost like they had to lose you to, they had to believe that this receptive energy was gone before they could fully appreciate its presence. Seven of Swords. Yeah, because they didn't defend it. Okay, so what do we need to know about this divine intervention? It's kind of a, this is the consequence of your decision to do this. Like, where is this going? Where is this going? Emotionally, this is not a good vibe. Emotionally, however true it may be and however necessary this lesson may be for them, it's like, what is it with the Ebenezer Scrooge? You know, when, like, the night before Christmas, he gets, oh, I can't think of the phrase of it, but he has like a spirit of, I don't know, like it comes and it brings him through all the different decisions he made in his life and the consequences. And how if he had made different ones, how it would look completely different. And how important he was to creating happiness and joy in others around him that he didn't recognize. Oh, okay. For great and full. This is like, this is not a tarot deck. This is an oracle deck. And that is like the Ace of Cups on steroids in this deck. Like, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. And it's about the foundation for, okay. So we have 4, 4, and 2. Okay. Which breaks to a 10, which is the end. Like a completion of a cycle. What am I doing? They want me to go. Okay. Okay, so this is supposed to be what's going on in the physical. Okay, guys. So their emotional state is, oh shit, pretty much. Giant frying pan of illumination to the face and possibly to like the emotional body, the physical body, the future body, yourself maybe even coming in like, you did what? This is the moment you really need me to give you like a lesson or two in what not to do, buddy. Don't do that to the Empress. What is wrong with you? I don't know. I have like a sense of the future self given this current self. I definitely feel this assertive energy is kind of getting like a little bit of a teasing, affectionate kind of, they're getting some shit from their higher self in an affectionate way. Like, what were you thinking, buddy? Where was your head at? I also feel like there's a bit of a concept that they weren't really fully aware of how much of the abundance in this situation was because of them being connected to you. They possibly felt either intimidated by how abundant you were, or they thought that the abundance was primarily like through them and they didn't recognize how much of it was because you were connected. They took credit for more than what was theirs. Or they felt intimidated by how much was yours, your contribution. Okay, 9 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Now with this, I'm getting that this is very past tense. This is like possibly years ago that this occurred. Like these actual realizations. This is more recent energy in that the realization fully to the impact and the consequence. Okay. And I'm getting to put these back in the deck and work them back in and do the clarifiers. That's interesting. I kind of like this. Okay. So the 9 of Pentacles, this is what's happening right now. They're seeing how much love you have to give, How much abundance is present here. And their inner Page of Cups is just in there like, aww. Like, How much new beginning that you have, and how many different projects that you could give to in any different order. How many beautiful new things that you're creating. Okay. And there's a sense of co-creation here with the higher selves involved. You've been working together mainly through that bridge, because that breaking of the contract was unacceptable. And they needed to be illuminated. They needed another chance to get it right. So the divine is showing some leniency here, and that has a lot to do with the receptive feminine Empress energy in this dynamic. She, for, the gender, please, definitely, if you feel that you are more in the receptive and you are a male, you were open to this assertive female having another try. It's a concept of loyalty, of who you give your heart to, and they're not perfect. They're not perfect. And you can't help who you love sometimes. You just do. You just do. So there's been a very consistent, strategic trajectory that's needed to be slow in spite of this passion in their approach to you, being the assertive energy movement towards the receptive energy. And this great and full cup is something that is between the two of you. It's not just one person coming with it. It exists between the two of you. There is a loyalty between the two of you here that's being highlighted, and they do not want to mess it up. And you're going, where's my 10th pentacle? I'm waiting. I'm excited. Where are you? I feel like there's a few more receptive energies watching. There's definitely assertive energy here, though. Definitely. Definitely. Okay, do we have any specific synchronicities here, guys? Need highlighted. Okay, so this has the Six of Cups came out again, upright. They want to give to this. They don't want to let you down again. They're not going to let themselves remain in Eight of Swords. They're not going to let this logic, stoic aspect of them keep them from fully living life. They don't want to live in a bubble indefinitely. Ooh, okay. So we have the Wheel inverted and the Five of Wands inverted. Ooh. So this is their challenge right now. It's between them and getting that last pentacle to you. This is they are coming for you, period. It's just, they're giving you a bit of an insight into the final challenges. Okay, this had the red part of the card up top. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. So these two, you can choose to make them upright, depending upon how you move. They're telling you with them inverted, this is their challenge. But there is no question that they're going to defend this situation. They're going to defend this dynamic. They're going to make it so that this Five of Wands, they're just waiting for that signal, which they've gotten from you. It means that this is easy to overcome. They're not going to allow this to be in Ten of Swords. They're not going to live that again. They refuse to live that again. It's almost as though, because they've been surrounded by Five of Wands energy, like you're the only thing that's true in their life. True and genuine. Energetic person, thought, memory, past life, dreams, telepathy, all of it. You're consistently true. And you're the only one that can say that about. Which, having this memory, this trip down memory lane of how things could have been different if they had decided to defend this. Enlighten them to that. Okay, they're not happy being out in the cold, and they are going to give to this. It's just a matter of time. I sense that there is something that is keeping them in this state that they're waiting for. Yeah, there may be a child involved. There may be a child involved. But make no question about it. You are their happiness. They may be a parent, and they may be dealing with this. Maybe there's like a custody thing, something like that, where they're making sure that when you come into the dynamic, it's not going to necessarily rock the boat to an extent for the child where it could be unnecessarily so. Exactly. They don't want it to be a thing that causes more hurt for the child. And this is, you know, apart from that, the Page of Cups, this is them being a mother or a father dealing with, you know, custody, or maybe there's some drama with the parent, the co-parent. It's not necessarily a divorce. I don't get the vibe that they're in a commitment. The Divine would not be clearing this awareness in this reading if they were in a marriage. Confirmation for that? Exactly. The Divine would not be defending this or supporting this. Healing at this time if they were already in a commitment. You know, I can sense that there's some question as to timing for this. And my experience with Divine with that question is when it is time, it is the right time. But I do have a deck here that is new and I'm learning it, but it does kind of work with the, you know, like the standard solitaire deck setup. So we'll just go with a number. Okay, so if we were to do a number, we'll do, this could be days, weeks, months. Oh, I hope not years. Oh boy. With this, it's not feeling like it's a matter of years. However it pertains to you, it pertains to you. So we'll just, it could be months, days, or weeks. So the first one is we have, oh my gosh, what is that title? Lack of opposite sex palmistry. What? Okay, the marriage line is very short or unclear. Oh boy. Okay. That's funny. We'll just go with the 8 because that was the point in pulling it. That's funny. Okay, so it could be 8 days, weeks, or months to 9 days, weeks, or months. Palm lines with ideals and rich thoughts. Oh boy. Well, if you just look at it like that, just look at the titles, that would tell me this person is single and they have ideas and they have rich thoughts. So, somewhere between 8 days, weeks, or months. Not years. Oh my gosh, I would not read this for 8 to 9 years. That would be No, I don't get 8 to 9 months or 8 to 9 years off of this. That's insane. That's not cool. Okay, so that's interesting. Just another validation that they are definitely single and they have ideas around this. So kind of excited actually for you guys, to be honest. That's kind of cool. So yeah, that's the reading for today. Let's see here if we did a time thing. So let's do just a couple of these oracles here to round her out. Do we have any overall messages, guidance? We'll do 3 cards and a crossing card. Whoop. Okay. Oh, probably have the deck upside down in my hand. And I do. So we have a space. Okay. What are you going to do with this space? Like going from hermit mode kind of a thing? Or there's so much space between you guys? Where are we going to with this space? I'm kind of getting that the space is not going to be around forever, at least not intending to. They know what's coming. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right. Space between the two of you is a mystery right now. So if 2 rectangles become 1, does that make them a square? Oh, okay, we got 3. 3? You want me to keep these? All right, so we're going to start at the bottom. All right, so death, rebirth, changes, illumination, a new beginning, faith, passion, and faith. Now, typically, you know, I would just be like, this would be it, but let's do that. So there's no question that there is passion here. No question that this is what you both want. That you have this great, you know, and full cup of emotion for one another. And that what once was may not be the same as it is now. However, there is still this present. There is still this passion. There's awareness of how you are interconnected with more than just each other, that there is so many other energies and dynamics around you that are connected to you that you affect. That this space, this time apart, this wisdom, this knowledge has brought in a stronger faith and awareness of connection to divine for this assertive energy. And they don't want an ending here by any means, so they're being careful and cautious and listening to their faith, listening to the divine, listening to their higher self, and, you know, possibly your own higher self as well. Guide them back towards this 6 of Cups, back towards you, back towards the receptive energy. And this is mirrored. Like, you don't want it to end. You want there to be a good beginning. You're moving in faith as much as you can. Yet you're aware there's aspects you don't see, and there's a mystery here. Okay, so we have the top of the deck, comfort. This may be a comfort that you have never experienced with anyone else. A peace you've never found in anyone else. To the bottom, confidence. Move in confidence in that, and knowing that comfort is something that will bring you both back together. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. And I highly, invite you guys to, in the meantime, Get comfortable with those boundaries that protect your peace. Know that this is something that, this path, this journey, you are strong enough to maintain being in a receptive state, to be able to know that this will come to you in time, and when it does, your boundaries may be tested to know if you're ready for them to test you more, to come more into alignment with you than just in thoughts and feelings, but in the physical. So your ability to protect your peace by having those boundaries will be key to allowing you to remain receptive to them being assertive towards you. And every indication in this read tells me that you've both got that down. So while this is taking its time, between 8 to 9 days, weeks, or months, enjoy as much as you can, allowing what you manifest to come to you. Visualize it. Just sit with yourself and visualize the things that you want to experience and enjoy seeing them come to you, experiencing them. And when this is time, it will come. It'll come because it will work at that point. It will be successful at that point. If it comes too early, it's like taking, brownies out of the oven too early, and they just end up being too gooey because you took it out too early. Feel like you need to cook it more, and then you end up burning it because, chemistry is like that. So, and they'll be able to feel that connection between you, where you're having fun being the inner child, experiencing the fun of learning how to play piano, or how to manifest. That fun, that play that you could be experiencing will only add to more anticipation and confidence that this is a new beginning, that you're moving in faith, and the passion is mirrored, that you're not happy with this space between you either. Because you're doing the work. You're doing the work. If you were to stay in a state of, 8 of Swords, maybe angry, resentful, bitter, I don't know about you, but that's not very attracting. It's not very attracting. And if it is attracting, it's attracting to other energies that are angry and bitter. Yeah. All right. So that is where I'm led to kind of bring the reading to a close. I'm also being reminded to remind you guys to like, share, subscribe. The more individuals who have access to these readings, the more can get the synchronizations and the little tips of the hat from their spirit team. Let them know that they're not alone and that they are being heard. That the divine within me honors the divine within you. Namaste.